All right. I think this is working. Okay, cool. We are going live. Broadcasting live from Orlando. I'm going to try to see if I can bring up the chat so that I can be sure to respond to you guys. So welcome. I hope you guys are having a great start to the new year. I'm going to shuffle these up. We're going to go all sides. We're going to talk about making money this new year. Okay. Let me see. Make sure we get this set up. Boom. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, guys. Cool. So any comments you have, any questions you have, I will be able to throw those up there for you ASAP. Okay, so let's see. Let's get this party started. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, this year, our daily bread. Give us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive those who've debted against us. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who've sinned against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. All right, let's get this party started. Okay, we're going to start with all signs here. Okay, and I am basically going to start. I'm going to start with the earth signs. Okay, the earth signs are going through their. Well, I guess everybody. We're going through our Capricorn eclipse coming up. I think on the I think it's the 5th of January, 2019. So those Capricorns, those earth signs, we got to be looking at. How you guys are going to be faring through this and what you can do about your money. Okay, so what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to pull about 3 cards per sign and do a bit of a mini read that way. As you guys who've been subscribing to me, you see that I'm experimenting a lot. One thing that I really want to up is the video clarity and the strength. So right now I'm at my apartment and we are in the kitchen and I've got a really good signal in here, so I'm not using it Wi-Fi data. And what I'm going to do for my signs is I'm going to, probably go out and pre-record in some more natural settings because I just think that's so beautiful and I love reading outside. So, but right now we're going to read inside, and that's going to be perfectly fine. Okay, December 26th. Let's do earth signs. Let's hit it off with Capricorns. Capricorn, talking about money. Okay, all right. Capricorn, let's see. We've got at the bottom of the deck, we've got the 2 of Wands reversed. Okay, this has to do with being stuck a little bit, maybe being anchored to some obligations that are slowing you down, maybe things that whether you want to do them or not, they're still present. And but while this is happening, you still have the ability to kind of plan for the future. You still have the ability to kind of appreciate how far you've come. And even if you're not able to move forward, I think the ability to reflect back and think about the things that you've accomplished and how far you've come to get where you are now is going to be key for you, because you're going to really be able to see like in a greater trajectory by having this kind of repose, this reflection. Even though things may seem frustrating, appreciate the beauty. Okay, appreciate the possibilities that could be out there for you. Okay, what we've seen in our past, present, future we're talking about money for 2019 for Capricorns. There was I think that there was some loss prior to this. There was some loss in 2018. Okay, there may be of some loss of material goods, product, it could be loss of job, okay, loss of home, things like that. Something where it was very difficult to get by without something that you had relied on, something that you had, I don't want to say even taken for granted, but I think that right now you're really able to appreciate how strong you were from the thing that you lost. And so there's a sense of weakness, but beyond that weakness, there's a sense of survival. Okay. So I would even phrase that as weariness. But I think that, again, this important piece of reflecting back on how far you've come and what you've survived, how you've come out of some of these difficult situations is the key thing here. You want to appreciate, what did you learn? Okay. What are the lessons that we learned out of this? Even just beneath that, we see the world. Okay. And the Magician. Okay, so something coming to a final end with having some kind of transformative power. Okay, some ability to even the things that you have lost have led up to a greater sense of completion in a karmic cycle, and that it's actually leading to a greater sense of power, a greater sense of a personal authority, a greater dynamic that is allowing you to be competitive in the world and competitive in your field, and almost like an expert in the area of some sort of area. And again, this is really great when we're talking about the future, okay, and just having sense of stability, a sense of peace, okay, coming up here in the 2019. Now that's just deeper in the deck, that's just deeper in the bottom, but ultimately you really want to, again, appreciate how far you've come, appreciate the lessons that you've learned, and maybe even some of the difficulties you've been through. Now pairing that here with this 10 of Swords reversed. Again, now we see a 5 reverse, and we see a 10 reverse. Okay, so we're seeing this big jump toward a completion. However, this completion of maybe some goals and some ambitions and some maybe some of the difficulty that you've gone through is not completely over, and there's some residual issues that you still need to deal with, Capricorn. There's some bloodletting still kind of happening here, but I think the important piece for you is to really just be able to let go. You've got to realize that if you've got your needs serviced and supplied, you've got to be able to release your energy, your goods, your services, your money back into the population. You can't be too miserly. You can't be holding on to things too rigidly with this, with a fear of loss and a lack mentality. You don't want to have a lack mentality. You don't want to be complaining, woe is me, woe is me. I think, Capricorn, the best thing for you is to start to appreciate and have a great sense of thanksgiving for the things that you have done, and realize that what you've gone through in 2018 was actually going to be for your greater benefit, for a greater healing, for a greater level of your own competency, and a greater level of your own expertise in your professional field. Okay. All right, Capricorns. All right. So that was pretty good for Capricorn. It's been about 8 minutes. Okay. So let's see. I'll make sure that I give you guys. That wasn't an 8-minute reading. That was about 5 minutes or so. So I'm going to try to make sure that's balanced out for everybody. Okay. Now let's go to our next Earth sign. Let's go to Taurus. Thank you. Let me understand this. Thank you. All right. Taurus. Taurus and money, 2019. Okay, Taurus, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is someone who is emotionally, well, let's say mentally in check. Someone who's mentally refined. Someone who is a bit of an academic. Someone who is scholarly. Someone who is knowledgeable about what they're about to talk about, and knowledgeable about their own thoughts. That their thoughts are organized, and that they're able to separate. Being what's practical from being overly emotional, and being overly practical. Overly emotional and being more focused on clear-headed ideas and viable opportunities and viable options. Okay, so when I see this at the bottom of your deck, especially even with the Knight of Cups right beneath that, we're thinking. Also, I see here what we're really talking about is possibility of. Really speaking up and kind of creating your own opportunities, creating your own offers, and probably reevaluating certain contracts that you have right now, certain things that may be expiring. Okay, if a contract is expiring, you can choose to either renew that offer, and this could be with a some kind of I want to say like a private contractors who may be interested in renewing that contract, especially if it's coming up to term, especially if we're talking about the beginning of January. And you can choose if you want to move on or not. But you may be getting that offer. What you need to do with this offer, though, is you kind of need to coax this offer into the position that you want it to be. You want to be able to kind of dictate and be a little bit of a puppet master when it comes to the details of a contract or the details of negotiation and what's actually being offered and what's being on the table. You really want to be clear about when you go into any kind of conversation, or you hear any offers, or you're giving any offers, that it's very balanced. You understand that it's going to what you're going to give and what you're going to get out of this offer. And I think that ultimately opportunity is there for you. Okay, so that's the environmental circumstance. Now, when we're looking, Taurus, here at what your money is going to be looking like in 2019, we see that we're coming from a situation of, when I look at this card here, this is really someone who is a bit scrounging and a bit foraging around, someone who is maybe kind of picking over the leftovers of some opportunities, maybe. Okay, this is someone who is not very good with their money necessarily. Someone who is maybe confused about the best processes and the best ways to invest and the best ways to put money into motion. Okay, so if that's something that you're working with and you're learning now, Taurus, is you really got to make sure that you're putting your money in motion, and that you're really telling your money what you needed to do for you, and having clear intention of what you need and what you really want to come out with. This could be representing something that has been a bit of a financial struggle, something that's been difficult to just get harmonized with. And so that's coming. We're talking about 2018 there. And when we're coming here, we're looking at more of a picture of abundance when we're seeing the King of Cups here. Okay, someone who is moved on from being a little bit financially insecure to someone who's being financially prudent, someone who is able to be generous, someone who's in a position of contentment, but also, I'm getting a kind of a culinary feel with some of this also. Okay, there's a bit of a culinary feel, herbs and spices. We're talking about earth and water. We're talking about mixing these things together. So if you're working in food, if you're working in hospitality in any kind of way like that, I think that that's a good way for the Taurans to focus on, because I think that there may be a celebrity, there may be some sort of cookbook, there may be some sort of sense of authority that you have when it comes to things that are related to the actual ingredients, the actual elements of your project. So now this, like I said, it could be food. Let's say, for instance, it's design or something different, or finances or whatever. This is someone who is, still, again, you're looking at all these elemental pieces. Okay, you're looking at these elemental pieces and trying to figure out, how does it come together? How do either these funds come together? How do these materials come together somehow, okay? But you're coming to a space of being able to be an authority on the topic, okay? Having a bit of expertise, and that others are going to recognize that and really appreciate you, and you should be rewarded nicely for it. But again, I think that the important piece here for you is to really speak up and to really negotiate what, kind of be your own puppet master and say what you want and where you want things to go. Really kind of considering, again, what do you want to get out of it in the end? Okay, what do you really want to get out of it in the end? When we're looking at having a number 7 also, oh no, this is number 6, I'm sorry. I was going to say number 7s are financially lucky, but this is a number 6, and you're not getting the 7. I might do a different read for you guys, all signs later, when if I go find a different deck for you. Okay, now let's go on to Virgos. Okay, Virgos. Let's look at your refined nature. Let's see if we can talk about Virgo money 2019. How do we start this year off right? Thank you. Thank you for speaking to me. Thank you for helping me share this. Okay, let's look at Virgo. Okay, now Virgo is in a position where I think that all of the needs are being met for Virgo. You've got your shelter, your food, your water, your sense of security, and things are fine. There may be offers coming in that you are you could potentially be indifferent to, or you feel as if the time may not quite be right, and that a certain level of personal preparation, a certain level of like making yourself mentally ready, Virgo, for opportunities that may be in the environment, in the atmosphere. This also speaks of, missing opportunities, but it could also be of making opportunities. Okay. And, a certain type of manifestation, because if you consider that, this potentially could be the 4th cup that this person has manifested. Okay. So Virgo, just also consider your ability while you're sitting there and being content of manifesting specific things in your world. Okay. And you might get good at it. You might be able to do it repeatedly. You might be able to do something like a little trick or something that people see like, wow, it's so magical. But for you, it's kind of like you've just figured out some little trick how to do something, and people kind of like it. And you can produce it over and over again. And you will probably be able to create products, services that way. Okay, Virgo. So now looking back at 2018, Virgo, we are seeing that. Again, this issue of staying power, that I had a different reading, but this issue of staying power, this issue of being able to go the long haul, of, hitting your first bump in the road and making sure that you're still able to continue. That might have been a challenge. There might have been some opportunity that you were passionate for at the beginning, but then later realizing, this is not quite for me. This is either too much work, or this is like just not the space for me. This is not the environment I really want to work in. Maybe something that, all that glitters isn't gold kind of feeling. Grass is greener on the other side, where you go the other side and you realize, no, it isn't. But the truth is, the grass is greener where you water it. Okay. The grass is greener where you actually put the energy and the time into, and you've really got to be able to have the staying power in the future if you really want your plans to be executed. If you're really, you want to find something that you can do that is not necessarily difficult and challenging, and that's going to stress you out and wear you out. You want to be able to perform a job that you can do, and it's almost just easy, and it's relaxing. It's just something easy for you to do. Something that doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be rocket science. You just need to have kind of like a gig, and be able to perform that task. Now when we're looking at this moment here in the present, as we're reaching 2019, the environment is, a little bit like you've got to be keeping things close to your chest. But on the other hand, maybe people also looking at your work, people maybe even who maybe felt like they've overlooked you before are now looking back at you. Maybe opportunities that were gone before are now up again. Maybe something that was taken from you is actually available to be taken back. Maybe an old job, an old position, maybe something that you can look back at. Or it could be people who, like I said, overlooked you before, maybe now starting to notice you and notice the activities and the kind of track record that you've maintained. So if you've got a track record, this is definitely the time to and kind of try to highlight yourself, emphasize yourself. When I see the swords and we're talking about money, this again, it makes me think of sharpening up your resume, tweaking your resume, and making it look in a way that is appealing for the actual job that you want to go to. Not like, oh, this is what I did, but you want to paint your resume in a way where it's like, this is what I'm going to do for you. Okay. This is what I've done in the past. I've been also tallying up and adding your data together, adding data points in your resume is something that could be really beneficial for Virgo. Really analyzing your track record and putting that out on paper in a way that is, really easy to see and digest, and something that you can communicate. A great launching talking point for any job interview. Okay. And now I'm seeing here linking up, especially when, it might be some skills from the past, maybe even resources and supplies you've taken from the past or from another position and applying them to a new contract, a new plan, a new endeavor and a new company. This could be a startup coming up, and you've got some expertise, maybe from an old startup or some old, Okay. Yeah. Almost like this old business idea that was kind of invested in and then realized, this isn't working, or like I really messed up in my research, and for whatever reason, I wasn't really quite prepared to make this happen. You're still going to be able to take that experience and that into another endeavor. Now, this could be independent contracting, but this could also be, linking up and partnering with someone's plans that are already in existence, and they simply want you to join onto their plan so that they can see their vision fulfilled, and you might be the person to fulfill that vision. Now, they may not really fully understand how you do it, but again, what you're really going to have to work with is that track record. Okay, you've got to work with that track record where they can actually see the results, not necessarily the process. Maybe the process could be confusing, but they're going to be really interested in the results. And I think that that's the key for Virgo is just really tallying up, how do you produce results? Okay, and getting people to buy faith, or getting people to buy into that and have faith in that, that you're going to be able to produce those results consistently for them. Okay. All right, let's see what we got now. I'm going to go to air. We're going to jump energy, okay, from grounded, practical earth signs to the more philosophical and more communication-based air sign energy, okay? Now, again, this is not necessarily for your sun sign. This could relate to your sun sign. This can relate to your moon sign or your rising sign. This can relate to the placement of Mars, especially if you're a male, but Mars in general for energy, work, passion, fight, fire, wherever that is in your chart. And this could also relate to your ninth house, okay, of your own personal success. And I think it could also, I can't remember all my houses, but I think it could relate to really your work environment. Okay. It could, I can't, if that, I almost want to, I'm sorry, I can't remember which house the work environment is, but the second house also, you want to look at what planets are there, because this is again about your material catch and your material net, what you're able to bring into your home through as far as finances, property, et cetera, things like that. All right. So if you really want to think like, okay, do I have an air-based communication job? Is that where my reading is going to give me the most information, or am I in a earth-based job? Again, like I was talking about food with the other people and finances. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's go to air, some business-based stuff. Oh, on that air. Okay. Okay. Air signs. So air signs. Actually, I didn't even specifically say which air sign this was. So I'm going to do this for air signs in general right here. But air signs in general should be looking for ways to enhance the work that they already do. Okay. Ways to take their current product and their current offering and their current skill set and start to boost it. Okay. And one way to really do this is by looking for uh, expert. Okay, looking for someone who is more senior, someone who is more experienced and more authority in this area, and getting their feedback on your performance. Okay, so performance review is something that's really important right here. And the best thing is to review your own performance first. Okay, this is the best thing, to review your own performance first. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here generally for air signs. Now, again, talking about air signs, you know, we want air signs to generally have some grounded ideas. Okay, to be very, you know, we don't want to fall into the pitfalls of this a bit of a villainous, selfish kind of like, you know, over promising, under delivering kind of vibe. Okay, you want to make sure that you can deliver on what you say. You want to be able to really put your money where your mouth is right here, and you know, leave 2018 and leave the, you know, leave broken promises, leave you know, unfulfilled orders, leave some of these problems that we had in 2018, leaving them behind and naming them and saying, this is what I'm going to leave behind. I'm not going to be late for work anymore. This is what I'm going to leave behind. I'm not going to go to work without my lunch anymore. Okay, like you really want to ground yourself and not just think, oh, philosophically of what you're doing, but practically what you're doing and how you can enhance your current performance. Now, this card here is talking about that too, as we're entering 2019, air signs in general saying, okay, you may not be moving on out of choppy waters. Okay, you may still be here in the thick, in the fight, in the struggle, and it's important for you to be focused on how you can survive and navigate. Okay, you want to focus on being present and doing what you're doing right now really well. Okay, and because coming up here is that there's opportunity in the midst, and that this opportunity before you actually has to be coaxed up out of the ground. Okay, you've got to really not be flying around and you know, kind of frantic and frenetic. Okay, you've got to really kind of coax up a fire in your current spot, coax up this energy that with this wand, this could be a magic broom for you to ride. This could be a magic wand for you to wield and channel your energy. But with this fire energy and air mix is going to rise, it's going to give you lift. Okay, so you're going to hold position and generate lift. Okay, generate lift for yourself, air signs in general. Okay, so now let's go to specific air signs. Okay, so air signs, what are we talking about? Hold on one second here. Yep, I think they're done. Okay, I got to get focused here. Okay, let's do Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius in the air signs. Okay, Aquarius. See a couple things at the bottom of the deck. I'll give you justice here too. At the bottom of the deck, let's change them. We are looking at certain level of survival. Okay, some things that have been kind of wild. I almost want to say, life and death are in the tongue, Aquarius. Okay. So, this is, I almost feel like someone talking their way out of a problem, talking their way out of drama. Okay. Someone who's saying, not me, I'm innocent in this situation. And justice being dealt. Now, and that's fine. You want to come out of 2018 again, balance with justice. You want to come out with your own keen perspective and a notion and an idea on how to move forward and, surviving out of some tumultuous, difficult situation. So I think that that's going to be important for Aquarius is your attitude of survival. Coming here. Now I had someone, this actually reminds me of an interview. Okay. Like I had someone, there's another fella, a couple days ago who I was reading for, I hope to see you again. And, this card came up and it reminded me of an interview process. Okay. So, when I'm seeing this from 2018, we're talking about moving from, I just really think that you've had to negotiate for yourself. You've had to kind of fight for yourself and stand up for yourself. And that it's kind of been a strange environment. Okay. The strange working environment for you. Okay. I'm not really sure on some of the things that you've been dealing with as financially, Aquarius, but, we're looking at, surviving a fight for survival. Really needing to, verbally say, hey, this is a misunderstanding. I'm not the guy, I'm not the one who's created this issue. I'm trying to survive this just like you guys are. Also, it could be a competitive field where, only the best make it on top. Okay. Coming to this, how we're entering 2019. With the 10 of Cups. Okay. Now this is emotional success, feeling happy in the family, feeling like you're able to provide and provide in your role in the family, whether it's a breadwinner or a nurturer, but feeling just emotionally stable and not worried, not stressed out, having food in your cabinets, enough food to feed everyone, there's some sense of survival here. And I think that as you enter 2019, you're going to see that you are a survivor, Aquarius, and that you've actually been able to make certain moves. Now, you may stabilize in one area, and then as this family and this kind of like family emotional life stabilizes, what we see here again is we're jumping from the sunlight to this moon time. So when we're going to Aquarius and we're talking about your own personal endeavors, your own personal life, there you may really be able to get involved and invested in this new job or in a job that you already are in, and really feel that you are moving deeper into this position and feeling as if you've got friends there and you've got a network, and that these things are ultimately going to be part of your own success and your own goal setting and your own satisfaction and work-life balance. Okay. So I'm seeing that work-life balance may also be a piece here. Okay. Because it could have been fighting for your family. Okay. And moving realizing that your family happiness is the most important part of what you want to bring home. Okay. And making sure that that family's fulfilled. All right. Now let's move on to Libra and the air reading. And let's see what my little Librans have done here. I know this isn't in any order. Okay. And that's totally fine. I don't have to shut my insecurities, I guess. Here, let me go to let me do Libra like I said. Okay, smart Libras. Let's look at Libras and money and career. Okay, 2019 as we enter. Okay, I almost had two cards bounce out on you. Now, Libras, you're also getting the same card. I think we felt like we saw it with, was that Virgo? Okay. So, and I know that I have a feeling to pull another card here. Okay, good. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we've got the the Emperor reversed. When I'm looking at the Emperor reversed, this one is talking about the actual substance of the kingdom, okay? The actual things that are there, the actual nuts and bolts that actually make something run, and that those things need to be tweaked and that those things need to be strengthened. So that's kind of a theme that you're going in 2019 with, is strengthening the nuts and bolts of an operation and the basic logistics of how you perform your job and make your money. Because the entire structure is going to be based off of how you actually perform. So you can't really build the building until we know what's going to happen in the building. We know the purpose. So I think setting purpose is going to be key here. Knowing exactly the job duties, knowing exactly what needs to be performed so that the logistics can be worked out backwards, kind of like a backwards plan. And I think that from doing that backwards plan is going to give you a lot more credibility. Okay, it's going to give you a lot more wherewithal. It's going to give you prowess in your position. Okay, and make you actually, it's just going to be like systematic. And that's what you really want. You want this kind of systematic feel to where you're going. So we're coming out of 2018 with this Page of Swords energy. Okay. Now this could definitely be information coming in. Okay. There could be people working in IT. There could be people working in some kind of legal field. There can be offers and opportunities of a new kind of like a hot ticket item or like a hot commodity and a hot sector that starting to notice, and that it's like, whoa, this is starting to buzz. We're starting to see money around this area, and we can actually reorganize ourselves and get into this field if we act now. Okay, this is about being very coming up again to being very focused. This is we're entering this kind of right now, this current moment as we're entering the year. Is being very focused and laying down the arms. Okay, there may have been again, I kind of feel like there's too many employees or something like that, almost like a layoff or something. But yeah, I feel like there's generally a restructuring, and that the structure of the organization, the business, the company, the project, the idea is under review, and that you need to really examine what the environment is like. What is the job environment like? Okay, what are the prospects in this field? Is this lucrative? Are people actually making money when you're looking at other people doing the same thing? Are they actually being successful? Are they making money? Is there growth in this sector, or is it just a lot of hot air? Is it a bubble? Okay, because if there is a bubble there, you've got to be able to identify that bubble and either exploit that bubble and or maneuver yourself before that bubble bursts. Okay. All right. So pay attention to some of those factors there, Libra. So now coming up, and I ended up pulling two cards, and these are a little bit like future cards here. But when we're looking at these two cards here, we're realizing that yeah, I really think that you're going to just be doing a good job. I think that you're just going to be killing it. Okay, Libra, I think that once you're able to apply your current skills to this new hot sector, okay, I think that once you're able to apply your skills and what you can actually do to this like kind of like new information you got, you know, that there's some great opportunity, this like hot sector there. I think that you're going to really be able to look at the environment and kind of like reevaluate your resources and start to reorganize things a little bit and be like, look, you can stay, you can go. This machine can stay, this machine is going to be sold, liquidated, and we're going to reinvest it into this new thing. So I kind of see you retooling. And as you retool, yeah, you're going to really be prime, setting yourself up to be the prime person for your clients and services, where they're like, yeah, you're the guy, you know exactly what we're looking for. We know you know exactly how to provide for our needs, and we have these needs, and we need someone who can do this for us, who can sell this for us, who can build this for us, who can manufacture this for us, or who can you know, give us this consistent, steady sort of advice where we continue to develop. So this could definitely be a startup, and coming out to a great level of success where it's a wish fulfilled, where it's like you're feeling very content, you're feeling very at peace. You feel like money, finances, resources are coming to you. You feel like this also has to do with affection coming to you, and offers of affection, like pats on the back. Not quite in the way of the, let me put it this way. Not fans, you know, like people just really being like, wow. How do I put it? Even though this is isolation, but admirers, like fans, like a little I'm getting like a real Six of Wands energy here, where it's like people are looking and saying, wow, like you really did the thing, like you really did it, and having like a greater sense of respect. Okay, people really respecting you, and people really admiring your success, and almost like pedestaling you, you know, putting you on a pedestal where they say like, wow, this person's really got it, and they're so out of my league. And you know, but the challenge with this card is not to be so settled in that idea, again, with like the Six of Wands. You know, the idea of arrogance is a challenge for that card, and that's the challenge of this card too. Okay, is that you don't want to be too good for other people. Okay, because you don't want success to turn your success to be met with spite. Okay, so yeah. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to Gemini. 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 Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Success, wealth. 2019. Gemini. Okay, 2 cards on the first pull. All right, at the bottom of the deck, we're seeing offers that you're going into 2019 with this energy, okay? Where we're looking at offers that come and go, okay? Offers that come and go. There's a certain element of this person really just kind of coming to wash their hands of something that was like of opportunity, and being like, okay, this turned into a mess, or even something like where like your nose is turned up a little bit, like I want to say disgust a little bit, but something like, yeah, almost like what, like something that is just like, I don't know. This is an interesting energy. Okay, right beneath that is again the Empress reversed. So, you know, this makes me think that something might be, you know, a lot of times I think that there's like, you know, there's you know, some weevils, boll weevils, you know, something eating your crop, eating your resources, or preventing you from getting to the fullness of your success and fullness of resources. This reverse has to do with block creativity. Okay. And this right here has to do with, yeah, like just kind of like absolving yourself of emotional ties and responsibility. This could be speaking about, maybe like a rejected offer, or a rejected product line, something that you expected to be successful that wasn't necessarily successful leaving 2018. Again, now here on the double card pull, we're seeing that you're coming from a time of not really linking up and not partnering up and not necessarily feeling satisfied with the opportunities and the options. Maybe even looking on and seeing some kind of situation. Maybe this was a short-term position and realizing, okay, well, I need to move my own way now, and you guys are going to keep doing what you're doing. But with that, the priority of that having to do with, okay, how can this actually benefit me? And what are you actually getting out of it? What kind of resources and what kind of opportunities are you really getting out of this partnership? And I think that by you moving on, you're actually moving into closer to your own success, and you to actually calling forth and seizing certain opportunities and certain monies and certain long-term positions and career advancement that you wouldn't have normally had you stayed with something that just really were like, okay, that's cool. Okay, well, see you later. Okay. And so you really want to just keep moving to your own success, to your own prosperity, taking your own skill sets and your talents where they're going to be the most beneficial. Now, that could be elsewhere from the company. That could be just repositioning with different people. That could be, repartnering and collaborating with a different crew. And it could also be from a group collaboration to really realizing a solo project. Okay. So this almost would think of like, this is the Destiny's Child. You know how they're like a little team and it was cool and everything was cool for a few years. And then Beyonce was like, okay, bye. And like, I'm Beyonce and, I don't necessarily need you guys to be Beyonce. So, this is an analogy. And coming up, looking at the current energy of how you're actually entering the year with strength, fortitude, entering the year with your own personal level of mastery and vision. I think that if there was something that you realize you were too good for, you're too good for it. Okay, because you really understand your own strengths and powers, and you understand your weaknesses. You understand how to change your weaknesses into strengths, and you don't have time for a lot of foolishness. Okay. And this is a great attitude where we're talking about building your own personal success. Coming to the future of continuing to need to build like this kingdom. Okay. And continuing to develop all these little pieces so that you are having a strong career environment. And how are you actually threading the needle between all of your different experiences, all the places you've been, all the context that you have? How are you able to actually harness these things, all of these little different multiples of things, and focus them into the future? Now we're looking at all of this 9. Okay, like you have a certain dynamic coming here, but it needs to be focused, maybe invested or launched, that a risk has to be taken. Now, again, and another way to read this card, obviously, is a lack of fulfillment and a lack of success in a certain structure. And this, again, could be, something under new management, Yeah, maybe some of you actually are going into an environment that's kind of jacked up, okay? And they need a strong manager. They're going to need someone with your expertise and your skills, and they're going to offer you like, look, we need you to fix this problem because you have got what it takes and you've got all the skills to help us come and reorganize what we need to fix in our own company, our own structure, our own headquarters. Okay, so this could be a level of management. Those of you in management, you just want to make sure that you're not stuck on something that just wasn't for you. Just keep moving forward. Okay, just keep moving forward there. Okay, now let's move on to our next element. That was Gemini. Okay, let's move on to our next element. Let's go to water, baby. Water, water everywhere, and I'm drinking it all. All right, here we go. Water. Pisces. Let's do Pisces. Water sign. Pisces. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for helping me speak to people. Get some righteous messages out. Help us be successful, make that money, provide for our needs, solve problems. Okay, mind solves a multitude of problems. Make that money. Here we go. Sit it on Pisces. Pisces in the money 2019. Okay, Pisces again. Boom. The Three of Pentacles is back. Okay, so this Three of Pentacles is here. Pisces may be coming, and people kind of being like, you kind of entering the year with this kind of like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? We asked you to do this, but you're doing this, or you're doing something in maybe even an unorthodox way, where it's like, you're going to build a house and we're expecting you to be using lumber and, steel, not, beakers and vials, and this is actually a chisel, but in this, it does kind of look like this guy is holding a chemistry set. If you think about it. So they're like, wait a minute, we thought we were hiring a builder, but you're a chemist. So this could be that you're entering into the year with the energy of, okay, are you the right person for the right job? Okay. Not saying that you don't have the skills. Okay. But are you the right person for the right job? Are you the one that is actually able to distinguish between these two things? Okay. It's going to really be important. And we're moving from a 3 to a 2. So there's a little bit of a retrograde kind of feeling here where it's like, wait. Let's stop and reevaluate what we're doing right now. Let's not lose anything. Let's not make any mistakes. Let's stop and make sure that we're being very careful and that you're performing the job properly, accurately, and according to spec. And even if you're using it in a new creative kind of way, that's fine as long as, certain points are hit and it's not overly creative. It can't just be creative for the sake of being creative. You've got to be able to tease out what's really needed, and how it needs to be done. Okay. And those things need to be clear for you as you're entering 2019. So here we see we're leaving 2018. And with this card here, this could be the end of a position, the end of a job. This could be a disassociation, basically, of things that were once harmonized and once fused together, and things being kind of isolated and moved separately. This could be a team breaking up. This could be the end of a job, the end of a gig. This could be just the fulfillment and completion of things, of a cycle of something. And now it's still like, I don't want to say every man for themselves, but it's just still about like the grind of getting that next position. Okay. And getting yourself, getting into the next thing that you need to, the next arena, and getting on to the next job, when we see this paired here coming into the energy that we're going into the year with, is we're seeing that, you may be kind of comfortable with what you already do. Okay, Pisces, you may be comfortable with your skill set already. You may be comfortable with how things are. And, there may be offers that are coming to you and you just kind of are sitting and scrutinizing like, okay, is this really fulfilling me? Is this really filling my cup? We got through this other thing and now, it's just this, anytime I see cups, I just think about personal values, but it's, what do we really value? We know we need to have food and shelter and clothing, but, these other offers are coming in, but are they really piquing your interest? Okay, are they really in alignment with where you're going? And I think that the thing we're saying here is about alignment. Are you actually aligned for the job that you need to do, that you're being asked to do, Pisces? And if you're not, that there needs to be a severing, and that there's someone needs to speak up, okay, and that someone needs to be like, whoa, here is these are the facts on the ground of like, you're either doing the thing or you're not, and either you need to cut free or you need to cut the BS out of the way and cut the criticism out, and maybe even cut out some of these weaker offers, but ultimately you need to make a decision. And this decision has to be obviously in your own best interests. So that's the kind of tricky thing, Pisces, is that I think that as you are going to set up any new gigs, any new opportunities coming for you, that they've really got to be in alignment, and that you maybe even need to kind of restate who you are and what you actually offer and what you're actually looking for, because there may be some people may not be fully clear on maybe certain things may be too ambiguous, Pisces, and you don't want ambiguity when it comes to your money. You don't want ambiguity. So I think that something that would be important for you, Pisces, is just cutting through the confusion, okay, and that other people may have about you and what you offer, okay, and just really being very clear of like, this is my skill set, this is what I do, this is what I can learn, this is where I'm ready to go. But this a little other minutia, like I don't want to be bothered with. I don't want you to give me these weak offers. I don't want you to give me these kind of like placating opportunities, because you're fine without that. Okay, you're fine without that. So I think it's important for you, Pisces, to speak up. Okay, let's go on to Scorpio. There's my rising sign. Scorpio and money, 2019. What's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? We'll do one more shuffle here. We're pretty much done. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio coming from, okay. At the bottom of the deck, you've got the sun reversed, okay? Scorpio, this is talking about intensity, okay? This could be intensity of your personality, but also intensity of the job, of the work, okay? And that it wears on you a little bit, and that it's a bit of a grind and a little bit of a hustle and a little bit of, I don't want to say a struggle, but yeah, kind of like a struggle, like hurdles, like a competition almost, like, gosh, I've got to, like, it just feels like you're always on, feels like you're always hustling, feels like there's always a challenge that you've got to always overcome. And I think that an important thing for you going into the energy of the new year is realizing that you can do things in your own way, that you can do things creatively and independently, that you don't need someone to tell you how to shine. Okay, you don't need someone to tell you how to do your best, because you know what your best is and what your best looks like. You know what excellence is. Okay, you know what awesomeness is. You already know that. Okay, and that's why you're even there and doing that job, and you're enduring these hurdles, because you're an awesome, strong person. Okay, and that you don't necessarily need everyone's approval, and really you just don't care. Because the other thing about this is that your own personality intensity. Okay, the intense, fiery Scorpio, even though you're watery, there's something that's electric and pulsating and explosive about that with that Pluto connection. So, keep in mind that that's where you're going in. You're going in with a lot of raw energy, a lot of raw power that needs to be focused, and and that it should be done in an original way that is applicable to the circumstance that you're in now, okay? That you can move on and go your own way from whatever was in the past. You can leave it behind. It does not need to come, okay? You're going to be fine with the divorce. You're going to be fine with, something, with selling a house. You're going to be fine with, quitting the job, or you're gonna, whatever it is that is like, I'm not gonna say quitting the job, but there's something about going your own, following your own rhythm and your own path is here as you're entering 2019. Now, 2018, we're leaving the year with this strength, and this is like being, like I said, this was look at these two, Leo these two Leo energies right here. Okay, both reverse. This is being overpowered by a fiery energy. Okay, now this could be your own physical carnality, your own physical body. This could be just your own needs. It's like, I've got to supply my needs. I've got to feed myself. I've got to take care of my children. Those are the things that I'm worried about. I'm not worried about anything else. Okay, and that there is not a panic, not a desperation, but an urgency. I would say there's like an urgency for you to really shine and thrive in a way that is solid and real, and that really takes care of yourself. You may have had some physical health issues here also leaving 2018. Okay, but there is a fire in you that it cannot be stopped. There is an intensity and a power in you that cannot be stopped coming into 2019. Okay, they cannot stop you. They're not going to be able to wrestle you down. You are like a flaming phoenix here. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, yeah. So you've got a lot of raw power. You've got a lot of potential. You've got a great skill set. Hey, Miss Barbara. You've got a great skill set, Scorpio, and you're going to be able to triumph somehow. But it's going to be hard fought. It's a hard fought trial. But what you're really going to have to do is overcome yourself. In a way, you're your own worst enemy. It's that this intensity. It's your great strength and it's your great enemy, because people cannot keep up with that, Scorpio. People cannot keep up with that intensity. Okay, so now you're coming into 2000. Hey, Miss Barbara, I hope you have subscribed, Miss Barbara. I'll give you a little reading at the end. Okay, or you can email me. Okay. Oh, good. Welcome. I'm doing a sign reading for career, money, success for 2019. Money. Okay. So now, Scorpio, you're coming up you're at this position now, hitting January, where you've got a great potential here. You've got a great magic wand right here to wield. That there is a great opportunity, a passionate opportunity in the work sector, in your finances, in something that can fuel you coming up here. There's an opportunity here that you want to seize, and that you've got to speak up for this opportunity. Okay, you've got to speak up, and you've got to be very clear and very specific about what you want. And there's a great power of manifestation here with the words. Okay, so when I see the King of Swords here and this wand, there's a great power in your word. There's a great power in your tongue that can actually manifest things. Okay, so there are things that you can say and do. There are things that you can say and things that you can imagine and think about that are going to have a great explosive power here. When I'm seeing Leo reverse, and then the wand, the Ace of Wands, you are on fire. You are a total phoenix here, okay? And you've got to make sure that you set your intention with mental clarity and not falling into emotional passion and flaming ego. You want to be really stable mentally, very clear and very decisive and very concise in your speech. And, because like I said, there's power in the tongue. Okay. Okay. So that was Scorpio. We did Pisces, Scorpio, water signs. Now let me hit up on Cancer. What's your sign, Miss Barbara? Welcome to my home. Taurus. Oh, cool. Okay, I read Taurus. And you can look back in Taurus. I think was Taurus the first one. Taurus might have been the first one at the very beginning of the video. And the thing about the Taurus was I think it just had to do with stability. I can't remember right now. I just went through so many signs. We can look it up later. Okay, let me jump here to the Cancers. Now, Cancer is my my moon sign. My rising sign is Scorpio, and now Cancer is my moon sign. Okay. And so, do you know your other signs there, Miss Barbara? Cancer. 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 Okay. Okay, Cancer coming in at the you're coming in with this general energy of swift movement, swift communication, like swift, like, yo, this is what's up. This is what I'm about to do. This is who I am. Like a lot of introductions, a lot of maybe travel, maybe even expanding beyond the territory. Oh, yeah, you got to recheck. I think you can go to astrolabe.com. That's a really good one. Okay. But yeah, you should know. And the best thing for you, Barbara, is to know your time, your birth time. The birth time is kind of the key to a lot of this stuff. So if you can find your birth time, enter that stuff in with your birth date and the birth coordinates, location, then you should be able to find out your rising sign and your moon sign. Okay. And then it will make a lot of other things. You should also pay attention to where your Venus is, and that you'll be able to find a lot of information out about yourself through these readings that you see on YouTube and in general. Okay. But these Cancers, you guys are moving in with a lot of vocal communication energy. I think a lot of negotiation, a lot of you speaking up for yourself. A lot of you should be ready to negotiate on your own behalf and your own needs. A lot of you should be able to also mixing and communicating with others. Okay. There is a element here of family with the I'm not going to say family, but they're going to be an element of loss and coming out of 2018, and that the general energy here is a recovery and a rebound from loss entering 2019. So 2019 for Cancer is a year of rebound. Okay, there may be people who you're going to have to cut out, and that may be friends and family, and you're just going to have to be like, peace out, or get away from them. Okay, get away from them. Okay, move away from them, because it's just going to be perpetual loss and perpetual anxiety and emotional conflict, which you don't need to be a part of. Okay, so be ready to move on, be ready to travel, be ready to move back and forth somewhere, be ready to expand your territory and speak up for your own expansion. When you're looking here at the beginning, when you're coming out of 2019, is there we're struggling at work? Okay, Cancer, really trying to make ends meet, really trying to get in all the hours you can get, really trying to overcome challenges and hiccups and demerits and things like that against you at work, and really trying to prove your worth. There may be some of you who need to find a greater level of expertise in your work and greater ways to expand in your job and to be able to make more money in the same sector. Okay, you may be in your same job and you need to make the same level of money. Hey, yeah, you just got here. Topeka. Yeah, guys, hit me up on that subscription. You guys hit me. I'm gonna get my super chat going, but hit me up on that super chat, and I will be more than happy to give you guys readings. Yeah, personal, private, much more focused. But Cancer, yeah, you want to continue to really search in your current position for more money. Okay, look at what you're already doing, and that you're either already doing well or that you're building up momentum. If you've gotten any kind of expertise, expert advice, you can have someone reevaluate you. You can have someone outside give you an observation and tell you what you can do to improve. Tell you what you're doing right, tell you what you're doing wrong. Something that can be honest and clear, where you'd be like, oh, you know what? I can actually maximize my money if I change my hours. I can actually maximize my money if I add this additional product, or I remove this obstacle from my customers, something where you can feel that you're being more successful. It's something that you're already doing. There's a piece of negotiation here. And again, what we saw at the bottom of the deck here with Cancer, was seeing this 5 of Cups. Now we're also seeing coming up with this 5 of Wands. Okay, so we're in a situation right now where we're talking about conflict, possible negotiation. Okay, possible, like saying better than other people on a certain issue, which you actually may be very accurate about. Okay, and that there may be static and people who aren't happy with your job or something. Like, I don't want to say happy with your job, but like happy with that you're the one with the job, like jealousy, like spite. I kind of feel like there's an energy of jealousy and spite, which what you're going to have to do is shake that off. Okay, you're going to have to shake that off. You're going to have to stay extremely focused on what you are offering and what you are doing and what you can do to better yourself. You can look onto these conflicts and realize that they're foolish. Okay, you've got to focus on building yourself and your own skill set so that you're without reproach. So there's nothing they can say to you. There's nothing they can do to you, that they can't touch you. They can't reach you because you're a master at it, and that they can whine and complain all they want, but you're tapped into an expert advice. You're tapped into continually improving your craft, and that let the haters be damned, and certain people in certain fields, if by having haters, people who are against you and against what you're doing, that is a total sign of a boss mentality and a boss attitude. This is also the card of a Virgo. So, the Virgo strength is analysis. Okay, so look at things emotionlessly. Look at them very matter of fact. Look at things that are really going to be beneficial for you and that are going to improve you and your own jobs set and your own job skills in your job sector. Okay, be ready to travel, Cancer. Be ready to move around. Be ready to speak up and negotiate for yourself. Okay, now we're on to the fire signs. Okay. Oh, yeah, cool. What does that say? Because of people? Yeah. Some people suck, And what you really got to do, especially if you've got that Cancer energy, or even Venus in Cancer, which I have also. I'm a Cancer moon and my Venus is in Cancer. I'm very emotional and I'm very, I get really deep in a Scorpio rising. Like I really get deep into people very quickly. I mean, that works with tarot, but in interpersonal situations, it can be really difficult because, I can be very probing and very deep very quickly. And, people can resent that. People can resent if you can see the future. People can resent if you're steps ahead of them. People can resent if, you're stacking your own deck, and that's okay. You've got to make yourself strong and be differentiated and realize that, forget the haters. Yeah, haters can be healthy. Yeah, I did Gemini already. I'm on the last fire signs right now before I throw out some. I might give you guys a couple card readings since you're my guests in my home. Okay, so Miss Barbara, Deepika. Yeah, I'll throw it out to you. Joyce. Okay. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, fire. Let's see what we got, my friends. Okay, fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let me hit it up on the. And now remember, even if you're a Gemini or a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Taurus or whatever, you, like I said, you have multiple signs. We have everyone pretty much has, we have all the planets. Okay, you've got all the planets. We've got all the signs at our disposal showing up in different areas. Okay, so just kind of remember, like if you're a female, you want to pay attention to your moon sign. You want to males want to pay attention to their ascendant sign and their Mars. Women again want to pay attention to their moon sign and their Venus. And the younger you are, the more you want to pay attention to your sun sign, especially because the sun sign is what's going to be really shining on you if you're under the age of 35. And that's for male or female. Okay, let me hit up on Aries. Aries. Okay, Aries. Okay, now you're the next sign that's coming up with this Ten of Cups showing up, but this time the Ten of Cups is in reverse. Okay, now what you're entering the year with is this 10 of Wands reverse. Okay, this is talking about battle, Aries, some struggles that you've been going through, trying to really make some stuff pop and make some stuff happen here in taking risks. Okay, there's been a long, hard road of risk taking, Aries, and you know, the question is it going to pay off? Okay. A lot of labor and a lot of preparation have been put into something and been set up. And the question is it going, what's the verdict and what's the outcome of your efforts from 2018 as you're entering 2019? I know these haters. Yeah. I eat haters up. I eat haters up for breakfast. Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Now we are checking out the current position, which is more of this 10 of Cups reverse. Okay. So there, the issue of, are you really supplying for your family? Are you really supplying for your family needs? Are you really, is there really a sense of satisfaction from the effort and the work that you've been putting in, Aries, and the risks that you've been taking? Like, how does it all wash out in the end? How does it all pay off when we're talking about your money now? Okay. We're talking about your prosperity. Okay. And there needs to be this sense of survival here for Aries. And now I'm even seeing the Judgment and the Tower card here. That is some divine intervention happening. So there could be some things that are shake up, break up. This could be change of position, change of home type stuff. Shake up, break up, but this is some divinely orchestrated stuff. Okay. This isn't necessarily something you could have avoided. It's something you could have got out of, but you have survived it. Okay. I'm going to pull you an additional card. So we're not ending on a Tower reverse. A Tower reverse is not necessarily a bad thing. Now I'm preparing that Tower reverse with that Chariot that just came out. Okay. And it's definitely Scorpio and a Cancer energy here, some water energy right here for my Aries fire sign. Okay. But this is a card of, once you're able to get yourself together and organize yourself, there's victory. Okay. So you can come out of whatever's been going on, whatever struggle and trauma has been going on, whatever was disruptive to your family life and your sense of prosperity and satisfaction, whatever you really kind of looking at or even being called on the carpet about, is that this stuff was divinely orchestrated and that you can survive this upset, and that, yeah, we got to shake the nest every once in a while so that you can learn to fly. Okay. And that you are actually getting stronger and moving forward. This is about forward movement, forward motion, and getting yourself together, getting your resources together, and aligning yourself. Not just the stars align for you, but you aligning yourself. That's a big piece of this right here. Okay, that's on Aries right there. Okay, I'm talking to you, Aries, straight up, because you like it straight up. And the truth is, like, you either messed up, Aries, and you need to deal with it, and you're going to be able to deal with it, and you're going to be okay. Or just the situation was messed up, and you're going to be able to rebound and reorganize yourself and move forward efficiently. Okay, so let me hit Leos. I check my chat for a second. Sorry, I've actually got a little face cream on. I've got a little face cream on, so I don't really want to show my face. I've got sensitive skin. I made a little tincture out of honey, peppermint, turmeric to heal some inflamed acne I've got. And it tastes amazing, okay? Just like licking my face. Just kidding. All right, Leo, baby. Boom. Leo, you're entering 2019 with a I don't want to say suspicious energy. It could have a certain level of suspicion, but self-guarding energy. One thing that I've noticed about this two of swords here is that this card has some inherent magical hedge witch kind of properties to it. What you really got to realize here when we're looking at this, we're seeing this crescent. Okay, we're seeing air, water, earth. Okay, and these swords also have traditionally meant fire until more modern times. We have, and you see the earth element, strong earth here. Okay, but you've got all the elements here. This person is tapping in and connecting to all the elements. So there is a natural, magical ability to manifest certain things here with the two of swords. And now, again, these are unseen things. Okay, so this is about having your own sense of faith. Okay. In yourself and faith in what you can call in from the environment. You don't necessarily know what's going to be happening. And there's a certain level of treachery, like a treacherous situation, but you are entering this you're going to be able to keep certain things in their place. You're going to keep one on one side, one world on one side, and another world on another side. Well, you're going to be able to keep things differentiated, separated well. Okay. Also, Leo, whoa, at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the two aces show up. Okay. Something that was lost, maybe another opportunity for something that was lost to come back around. Okay, that you can move forward with. Maybe something that was taking a long time that is now is going to start moving a lot faster. Okay, and you're going to be able to keep two oil and water mixed somehow. You're going to be able to keep two kind of arenas separated, which is going to work for you because you don't want everybody in your business. You're not going to want everything to spill into you're going to have a good work-life balance. I feel like, Leos. That's because you work hard for a work-life balance. You work hard to keep your boundaries where they need to be. And think about working hard on your boundaries. Okay. So we are leaving 2019. Leo, this is my sun sign. With maybe feeling that dissatisfaction, feeling like like the family life being disrupted. I've seen now this 10 of cups, maybe in 3 different readings, and in only one was it right side up. So, we're talking about families having issues here. This is coming from a place of rainbows. Like I was living in Hawaii not long ago. Okay. In this whole happily ever after kind of scenario, having some issues. Again, there is a piece of conversation, something about maybe what you said. This looks like a row of teeth, doesn't it? A mouth. It could be something about things and words that have been said that have ended up, I don't want to say self-sabotage, but that have ended up propelling the situation for the Leo into where it is now, into some of these things being disrupted. And it could be healthy and whole, healing, because you may need to be keeping that, like I said, that work-life balance sorted out. You may need to keep certain people away from your work and certain people away from your life, and certain people in your life out. Okay. And having really being able to guard your family. Okay. Yeah, there's a family guarding kind of issue here. Also, there's the speaking of the ancestors, okay, and saints and holy ones communicating with you. I don't want to move. I want to keep this on money, not getting to spirituality too much. But you're going to have to really be negotiating for what you want, okay? You've got to be able to sit and speak up on behalf of your family, on behalf of tragedy, on behalf of wrongdoing, okay, and speak up for yourself. Okay. Now, this is a card of negotiation. This is a card of listening and repose. This is also a card of communicating with the other side. This could be your saints, your ancestors, your elders, and getting their advice. This is also a card of prayer and elevating one at a time, manipulating thoughts, so to speak, looking at each argument against you or looking at each argument in the situation and then influencing that argument one at a time, dealing with one thing after another. Okay. And really considering where you were leaving, what you had before, I feel like, and you're coming up to an opportunity. Okay. Great opportunity for you to feel successful and for you to feel prosperous and for you to feel, at ease and healed and rested and renewed and rejuvenated, a sense of youth, restoration coming to you. Okay. This is like someone being returned to youth. Okay, so there may be some creative ideas that you had before, Leos, something that you maybe even was on your mind before and that you were passionate about before that may be returning, and you're realizing like, hey, I tried to do something one way and now I'm super defensive about it, and I see how that was, but now I'm a little bit more calibrated with how to manifest the exact things that I want in my world. Okay, so you're feeling that satisfaction and success because, again, I just showed you at the bottom of the deck were these aces, and now we see this one coming up. It's coming up to the final ace. So Leo, you've got new beginnings here. You've got opportunities coming here. You've got an opportunity even returning. Okay, and being able to draw and return opportunities to yourself. Okay, let me do my last one before you start doing some cards out. Sagittarius. Hope that's not too loud, me tapping and shuffling. Okay, Sagittarius. Okay, you guys just had your birthdays. First shall be last, last shall be first. Okay, let's see what we got, Sagittarius. Money, career, work. 2019, entering with success. Mind on money, our money on our mind. Okay, Sagittarius. Wow. It's so fascinating how some of the same cards keep coming up. Am I not shuffling enough? Should I shuffle more? Okay, we just got to put it to the test. Test the spirits, I say. Okay. But, I'm seeing certain... Hold on, let me keep my voice off so I can tap into the quantum field a little bit. Sagittarius. You can't beat it, baby. Okay, it's back. Okay. So this is serious. Okay. So Sagittarius, you are, let me pull this major also. You are coming and you are entering this 2019 with really having a sense of perspective. Okay, Sagittarius, really have been through some things, sitting back on the sidelines and kind of watching things play out. And now you've got a certain level of inspiration and notion of how you can start to operate and maneuver things. Right now, there may be some things that you're waiting for and that need to finish and play out before you can actually kind of feel more free to get some things done. But there is definitely, I'm feeling that's kind of an element of stagnation, but while you're stagnant, you're going to still be able to kind of prioritize and consider your values, consider how you can invest, where you can direct your energies once the time comes, and that, directing it toward a great job, a great vocation, a great work, and moving closer to your chosen career field, so that you are feeling where you're really feeling satisfied. And now, before this is not a biblical, this video, I'm obviously a Kabbalist. I practice hoodoo. I'm a Messianic believer in Yeshua. And, I studied many religious ideas and practice many things. But what a lot of people don't really want to recognize here is that this is definitely a Christ on the cross card. And this is an Adam and Eve card. Okay. So this is Christ and Adam and Eve kind of sitting here, and that is really talking about you're coming out. Sagittarius is dealing with karmic past life kind of stuff. Okay, there's a certain new identity that's coming out for Sagittarius. Okay, and some of you could feel like you're just new people altogether. All right. Yeah. Some of you could just feel completely new altogether. Okay. So leaving the energies of having walls, Sagittarius, of having blocks, of having competition and things that have made you weary, where you're like, look, I don't really want to put up with these issues anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. It's been taxing my health. Okay, it's been stressing me out. This is me backsliding into my addictions and to my vices, and me spending money and coping with stress in a way that isn't necessarily the best way. Like some kind of, there's energy loss here. Okay, I'm feeling like energy loss. That you've been through some difficult things, and it's affecting you. It's affecting you personally. Okay. So there's the healing that needs to happen for the Sagittarius is going to directly affect your money. Okay. And directly affect your career. And you're this kind of repose and this kind of waiting, you've got to realize that you cannot start dealing with your stress in ways that are self-destructive, self-sabotaging, or sabotaging others close to you and your family. Okay. And you've got to, this card here is also about loyalty. And you've got to, even if there was disloyalty to you, you can't start sabotaging your family foundation out of having an issue that even right now you don't even want to fight about. It's still not even important to you. Okay. So this is about, somehow family is directly related to your money. So you've got to work out some family issues. You've got to work out some issues with yourself in relationship to your family. And then you're going to have more energy, and you're going to have more energy for the year once you start to deal with some of these interpersonal issues. These interpersonal issues that are making you kind of reevaluate your family values. And, you've just got to sit and observe these things, and so that you can kind of navigate to something that is truly for you, that is truly going to be the best benefit to you, and realize that you can be born again, so to speak. Like you can be renewed, you can be revived, you can be refreshed, and you can be awoken into a new world if you so choose. But it's got to be in alignment with your true values and your true destiny. It's got to be in alignment. Also here we're seeing the eclipse, this could be the January 5th eclipse. That's really important for you, Sagittarius, also. Okay. That you've got to really be in alignment with your family. You've got to be in alignment with your relationships. You've got to be in alignment with yourself. You've got to be in alignment with your friends. Okay. Or because you're not able to really disconnect from them. In a way that, there are some lingering energies from 2018 that you still have got to deal with, Sagittarius. Okay, Saggies. All right. So now let's see what we got. Let's check out Miss Barbara. You still in the room, B? Hey, Bjork. Yeah, I just finished everyone. Now I'm going to do some personal cards. I'm going to do this on Miss Barbara first, and she can check me out. I'm just kind of dealing, and I'll do you. I think you're going to be the last one, Logan Bjork, my favorite comic book character and my favorite musical artist. Okay, let's do Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara in the building. Miss Barbara, you in the building? Oh, I know. Thanks. Thanks. Okay, Miss Barbara, you going here? Going once. Miss Barbara going twice. Who's here? Sound off. Who's here? I'll do your readings. I see two people. Miss Barbara, you still right there? Okay, I see you. Here you go. Okay, Miss Barbara. I'm going to give you, let me do the same thing. Okay, Miss Barbara. Ooh, 10, 10, 5. Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you are coming from some interesting kind of choppy situation here, okay? But it's important for you to speak with authority, okay, Miss Barbara? It's important for you to speak with authority and to calm your own waters in a way. So if there are difficult situations, there are things that you're gonna have to speak about, and you're gonna have to intervene, okay? I feel like there may be some things going on, and it's gonna be up to you to be like, yo, let me tell you what's about to happen, okay? Let me tell you what's about to happen, because some of this stuff is about to stop, okay? And this could be family related. This could be just the environment is a little too tumultuous, and you're like, whoa. You can start to calm these waters with what you say, and by taking authority and stepping up. Okay, stepping up in your authority. There have been a lot of energy expended on some issues regarding family, also regarding home and your home sense of prosperity. But with that work that you've put in, and even though it's not finished, you should still feel satisfaction. even if things are not finished and finalized. Okay, you want to still like come to that level of satisfaction and know that like, okay, you know, I don't have the robin's egg blue, you know, painted on my walls, but you know, rest assured that you've been putting up the structures, you've been putting the things in place that need to be in place that are going to stand the test of time. Okay, it may not have the final veneer and the final wash that you want it to have and look as cute as you want it to yet, but this stuff is going to be solid. Okay, and that some of these family issues or these kind of like arguments and these kind of like contentions are going to be cooled off, because you're going to realize that you have the power to move on away from some of these issues and away from some of these problems, and you're to have the ability to discern like, yo, this is legitimate and this is not legitimate. Okay, like one, if you look carefully at these cups spilled over, one of them is not like the other. If one is wine and then one of these is water, so you're going to really be able to be like, wait a minute, something here is not right. Okay, and I'm going to move on into my partnerships and my goals and my priorities and take my things on to a better place, because you have things to offer. You have things to offer people that you can consistently provide. So I'm seeing fire, earth, and water right here also. Okay, so that's good energetically because the fire and water are separated by the earth. Okay, so that means that like, you know, things are kind of generally, like I said, put in their place. And again, how I'm seeing these 210s is like you're coming to the end of a lot of the struggle and a lot of the difficulties, and you're coming with and you're going to end up in 2019 with a perspective of like, you know what, I don't need this and I don't need you. You know, this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to move on to, and this is what I'm going to get. You know, like this is how we're going to change things, because again, you're speaking with authority. Okay, you're speaking with authority into the environment. Okay, so the things you say and the things you get really clear about and things you get really resolute about are the things that are going to happen. Okay, and the things that people need to listen to you, and you're gonna make it happen because you've got your eyes on the prize. You've got your eyes on a greater prosperity, and if they don't like it, see you later, because you're the one putting in the work and the energy here. Okay, and if they don't like it, see you later. You know. And you just got to keep chugging forward with that. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Even if you are not at the end of the road, you've got to remember that your journey is the end of it. I mean, it's you're meant to be building it. You're meant to be crafting it. You're meant to be shaping it. That's what you're supposed to be doing, is working on something. It's not supposed to be finished necessarily right now. It's meant for you to be working on it. And yeah. What do you think? Is that speaking to you, Miss Barbara? Okay, and anybody else here? Sound off so I know who you are. Okay, Logan, Topeka, Miss Barbara. I feel like there's another one. You guys can hit me up, email me, and hey, Logan. Email me for a private reading, okay? And I will, you know, I can definitely do I think it's like a 50 card spread or something like that. No, that's not a 50 card spread. Okay, you do like, it's 27 cards. You do 27 card spread for y'all. Okay. Okay, good. Did you have any questions there, Miss Barbara, at all? Or need anything clarified? Before I pull Logan, I change my mental energies. In the meantime, I'm going to pull Logan and I'm going to comment Miss Barbara off of what I had already seen. Logan Bjork. I was just singing that song yesterday because I passed by a tree of hearts. I'm a tree of hearts, one for each that you take. Bjork. Logan Bjork. Okay. You know, and I think there's clearly synchronicity with the people who show up in the chat room. And I think that you're welcome, Miss Barbara. And I think that's fascinating that some of these cards, again, I mean, you saw me shuffling, so I think it's interesting that this card showed up. Now, what we're seeing here is the difference with you is that we are talking about opportunity. And I feel like there's an opportunity coming that you need to speak about and that you need to speak on. And that you, oh no, they don't play out in the same way. The cards don't give you the same story. They just happen to be the same cards. If that's what you're saying, damn, don't worry. Okay, it's just like planetary alignments. Yeah, I see. Maybe an X. Yeah, Miss Barbara. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what we're seeing here, though, is that, Logan, you're going to have to, there's maybe an opportunity that is making you very happy, and that you are either needed, you're going to have to like take your time and consider and speak about prudently and gingerly, and watch your words and craft your words. Maybe even if you need to write out something and rehearse it or get some bullet points, talking points. But there's something like I feel like you need to share about an opportunity, about about people moving forward with an opportunity. In a very not in an overly passionate way. Like, you've got to be very clear and very appropriate. I almost feel like there's like I don't want to say you won the lotto or something, but it's like almost like you don't want to tell everyone that you won the lotto, or you really want to do it in a clear, safe way where it's like, okay, let me just like calmly not freak out, but you have a great opportunity here. You just really want to be calm about it and very not get too excited. Because that excitement is just going to make it like, oh my God, it's like too much. But just be really calm, and whatever great thing is happening, just be like really calm. Now, here's some challenges though. Okay. Like, you may have, okay. Well, there may be an opportunity about that, or that you need to speak about that relationship, because what I'm seeing here is it could be an old love, or some kind of old familial family friendship, something from the past that needs to be dealt with, and that we're seeing kind of like a struggling, kind of like a difficult result in the like home material, like the actual home area. Yeah, because these are both about family. This is really speaking about family, but this is really speaking about home and family and home. Both of these are reverse. There is also this kind of like guarding or blocking. I don't know if there's some issue with a protective issue, like a protective energy, maybe around children or grandparents or something. And really, almost like picking up the pieces in a way, almost like being like, okay, you totally jacked this up. Now I've got to pick these pieces up and put things back together in a way. Just for my own sake to clarify. Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing emotional struggle. I'm seeing people maybe even saying negative things. Okay, even behind your back, and communication not coming in the proper way. But I think that it's going to be a matter of time before the communication, the word gets to you of how things are going to play out. I think that there maybe is an offer. I think that there has been a difficult time, and maybe you did something that people are critical of, or even in your personal identity that people are critical of and saying something about you, and that that pain is going to have you start moving closer to a different offer and a different scenario for yourself, and making different things happen for yourself. Okay. So yeah, this is someone who's happy with their food, water, and shelter, and their security, and then getting offers and saying, no, I'm not that interested because I'm fine where I'm at. This is someone who's saying, you know what? Yeah, I really need to get my needs met. and being like, okay, I need to go do that. So if there's difficulty with them having problems with you as a person or something you did or said, and or them wrestling you somehow or fighting you, and then continuing to talk and continuing to linger this, have this issue out, it's making you feel like, yo, I've got to move on. Okay. And that could be either back to familial people that you know, or moving on away from these people that you know. Okay. And moving on to a solo thing, to a solo vibe. Again, where we see, whoops, sorry, again, getting excited. Where we see the Four of Cups here, again, like you're really thinking about like, you know, your needs, your stability, your emotional stability, okay? And that you're taking your cup and being like, okay, I was going to give this to you, but you know, I've got to reinvest in myself, okay? And make your own opportunities. Now, when I'm seeing this here, this 9 of like, you know, ongoing combat, of ongoing struggle and transformation here, and things that need to be worked out, you know, again, it's kind of like it was over, you felt like it was over, but there's still this kind of like bloodletting, and there's still this kind of wound, okay? And this wound needs to be healed, and you need to take your time to start to heal this thing. And that you still need to remember, though, that even though these moves are happening, this stuff is happening to you, there is an orchestration. There is a karmic energy around this. These could be things that you are manifesting or things that you are calling into your life, but this is an alignment of energies that is bringing these things forth. So this could be divine, this can be astrological, or all of the above. But, you know, there is a role that you are playing here with some of the actions and deeds that you have done that are going to come into play here. Now, when I'm seeing these two paired, even, you know, the timing is going to come, you know, like it's just a matter of time. Like I hope that phrase resonates to you. It's a matter of time. I don't see loss. I don't see you losing. I see you biding your time and being like, okay, there's a matter of time, and I'm going to hold this off for a while until a certain amount of communication coming to you, or there's something that you're preventing from me to getting to me, passion, energy, communication, messages from someone that you're blocking. But it's a matter of time until I get that, until it comes to me, until I'm connected, until I know and I can speak to those people without you bothering me or you getting in my way. And that once that comes, you're just holding out and being strong for that. But once that comes, that information or that communication is going to come to you fast, and it's going to re-energize you. Okay. It's going to re-energize you for that, for whatever journey, or, you know, however the wheel turns, you're going to be able to survive. I see a survivor throughout all of this, the survivor's kind of vibe. Okay. Now, all right, I almost feel like you're young. I almost feel like you're young, okay, Logan? And are you a young person? And by young, I mean anyone 35 or under. But like, are you like 21 or younger, even? 20s, okay, yeah, okay. So again, how we're talking about the stability at the home, and the, like, consequences, or I don't want to say loss, but like it's like totally disturbed. It's like, yo, it's like something is totally jacked up here, you know. And what we're looking here is a family. Okay, this family is kind of showing up, where I'm seeing a Queen of Wands, an Emperor, and a Page of Wands here. So this is a mother and a child. Okay, you have a mom involved, your blood mother, maybe a stepdad or an ex. You're 30? Oh, 23. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so there's mom here, and there's someone between you and your mom. And you know, and you know, the father figure here, I don't know. I don't want to take any liberties to say, but I kind of feel like the father. Are you having a fight with the father figure? Okay, something's separating you and your mom. Okay, like, and that could be good or bad. I don't know. I don't know if you're trying to get over to her and someone's blocking you, or if she is so preoccupied with this other person that she's not even paying attention to you and this other person's issues and this other person's needs, that she's not able to fulfill your needs. I feel like maybe she's distracted by this other person who's having issues. And this other person who is trying to get their stuff together or something like that. And then you're here and you're like, hey, what about me? And you're probably not getting it. So your feelings toward this father figure, I either feel like, like you're trying to something, the emotions between you two are a little bit off, I feel like. And either you are feeling like contentious or jealous toward this person, and you guys are having your issues with each other, and maybe your mom is even watching that you're fighting with the dad or something, and that paternal energy, and that the mom is watching it, but kind of favoring the dad side. I don't know. I don't know. This is what do you think? But there's definitely a family issue here. Okay. And about the prosperity of your home and your own sense of prosperity. Okay. And again, we're coming up with this, this the 4 of Cups that we said, this offer of your own stability, and you moving closer to your own stability. And that may not be with the same crew. Okay. Okay, good. So, the thing here is that people are going to say what it's going to say. But what I see here in all of this, Logan Bjork, is that I'm seeing 9s and 10s, that this stuff is coming to an end. Okay. 9s and 10s here is that this is tough, but you're tough too. Okay. This is tough, but you're tough. Okay. And that there is, and even if there's power, even if they're powerful, so to speak, and have a lot of influence over your life and world, you still are a chip off the old block. So you are going to be able to emulate some of these things, preferably for good, but for, emulating those things on your behalf. Like if someone's really a hard nose, like you've got to try to take on that skill set of being a hard nose, or if someone's being whatever, you've got to start to transform even some of the negative traits that you see in yourself. And you're like, whoa, oh, I see that I'm like this, how my mom is like this, but transforming it into something powerful and good. For instance, my mom, I just realized I found another notebook. I was like, why do I keep buying notebooks? And, my mom buys notebooks and she buys them a little bit compulsively, and then she'll write in them for a little bit, and then she'll buy another notebook. And that's why I was like, why am I doing that? But it's like, no, I've got to commit to finishing, because I see this problem play out with someone else, that I now can look at this problem and I can navigate it differently. I can look at this tendency in me and I can change the script, because you already know how it played out negatively for someone else, but how you've got to see how it can play out positively for you. Okay. Just because you have similar things to them doesn't mean you've got to be like them. You can, even if they're using their powers for evil, you can use your powers for good. Okay. And vice versa. Okay. So I hope that's helpful, Logan, and please subscribe. Okay. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. It's been about 2 hours. This has been awesome. Yeah. Okay. And you guys hit me up for a personal reading. I can do a 30-minute personal reading, and you guys can email me and we can talk about pricing and work it out. Okay. You guys are awesome. Love you so much. Love you. Long time. Seriously. I'm a tree that grows hearts, one for each that you take. I can't sing today. All right, bye, guys. Maybe bye. Let me fix this thing. Boop. Yeah, there we go.